Hi everybody, I'm back and I'm ready to join the ends on this. This is the ladder stitch start. I'm going to do what I threatened to do, which is to just take the ladder part off. I could join the ends to the ladder part, but I want it to be all herringbone and I want to share this with you because you can probably figure out how to join it with the ladder, but I want to show you what I had to do to eliminate the ladder from the equation. And that involves destruction of thread. What can I say? Um, and also, I guess I'm lobbying. It's my lobbying efforts for advocating for not starting with a ladder stitch instead starting with a the all herringbone version. I don't know if there's an official name for the start to start it that way, but I want to basically show you how it's possible to use that, and you might want to use that just because, um, for whatever reason, you want it all herringbone and not have a little band of ladder stitch in there. The one thing that's kind of odd about this is that because it is the twisty version of herringbone, then that makes it so that the ends are not going to be flush. There's always a most recent stitch on there that sticks up a little more. So we will tackle that too. I will pause this while I thread the needle, and I'm going to, on this end, I'm going to just reinforce the stitches on this end and bury this thread, and then I will take this thread to join the ends together. So I'll be right back in a minute. And thanks for joining me here. Be right back. I'm back. I got my cute little cozy cab ashtray. I don't smoke, but I use this for my thread pieces. A little handy dandy trash receptacle. Love that cozy cab. You have to check out an earlier video where I discuss where I found that and what it is and the funny numbers. Why are there two smaller numbers on this phone number? You'll see in the other video. Now I'm back the with the ends ready to join, and I'm going to do a double check. And I'm just making this for myself, so I just want to barely make sure it barely fits over my knuckles. When you make these for other people, you have to be able to size it well, and also so that, see, these are different thicknesses. This is tighter. This just barely gets over my knuckles, but it still goes down my arm to an extent. So keep in mind when you're making these for people that they're going to do that, unless you want to put a clasp on it. And if they want a clasp on it, charge them extra. Now, also tell them that they need to treat this jewelry, even though it is made of glass beads, they need to treat it at least like fine jewelry. They need to know that it's fragile, that bracelets get a lot of wear and tear. I'm going to take a couple rows out because I want it a little more snug, and to respect your work, and to take it. And if you give it as a gift, tell them quite frankly that if they break it, then you're going to have to charge them to repair it. If they bought it from you, tell them that you're going to charge them double if they break it. I had a friend who made a bracelet for somebody. I don't know if they sold it to her, they gave it to her, but they basically, it looked like it had been run over by a car. I mean, destroyed. And they wanted him to fix it for free. And I thought that was kind of disrespectful, honestly. So I'm going to buffer these with extra stitches because I don't want them all loosey-goosey while I am joining the ends together. And that's one thing I like about these size 8 hexagon beads is that they're big. Well, relatively big. They're bigger than these guys. These guys are great too. I love them. It was fun to do this, but the holes are basically maxed out, stuffed fully with thread. With these, you have some leeway. So I will leave off where I restart where I left off. That is the last stitch. It's a little higher than this stitch. So because we don't have the ladder stitch ends, these actually match up better. This has a stitch that's higher in elevation than the next stitch, so I match it up. I go, okay, where is this? Where does this go? It goes here. Here's the neutral stitch. Let's see, let's see. And I also ask myself, do I want to make this more straight? Because this is this ostensibly twisty one, or do I want to really emphasize the twistiness? Keep in mind that if you're running on a really tight, you're making the fit really tight over the knuckles, that this length is a little longer than this length all twisted up. Just so you know, this will reduce it, by a few centimeters, not a huge amount, but it might make all the difference. So I'll make it a little less twisty. There'll be some twist in it just because it's the twisty version. And so I'm going to go, okay, this is my upmost bead. This is the bead that I would have continued with. So I'm going to go from the lowest elevation, so to speak, bead into the highest elevation over on this end. And I have to remember that I can't look at the bias. You don't want to go into this bead and up this bead. You go into this bead and up this bead. So what am I going to do? Yep, I'm going to go. I have to discard the notion of absolute up and down, highest elevation and lowest elevation, because there's a bit of joiner upperness to encounter here. On the first pass, I'm actually going to go back this out. I'm using doubled thread, so I have to back out the back way. Not the needle point way, the eye of the needle goes back. If I go like this, my needle crosses my thread and hilarity does not ensue. I end up with a needle poking through thread and I can't get it back out. So I tease it out a bit. I'll do this again. I'll tease it out with the eye of the needle end. I will back it out, not the pokey way, but the back way. And I will go down 2 beads, not 1, because I'm going to do this, go all around the circle twice. Second time I'll go through the first bead, but the first time I connect the ends together, I'm going to go through 2 because, well, nobody's stopping me, and also because it's stronger. A little less wonky that way. So see how I went back through 2. I'm going to tighten that puppy up, down through 2. Got to keep track where it's coming out. Down through 2 on this end. And I need to just kind of wiggle it into place. I probably need more thread. I will deal with that soon, but I'm about to, I have to really pull it tight, join these. Ooh, I almost skipped this in between bead. I almost went out here. I need to go through both of these. I also need to go through both of these. There we go. And it wants to be loosey-goosey on me. I'm not going to let it. I only have one stitch to do to join it together. And look how that wants to, you know, get wonky on me. Well, I'm not going to let it. I just go through that bead and I only have one bead to go through again because it's twisty. And voila, voila, voila. Oh. Okay, I don't like that, but I can undo it. Um, hmm. Yeah, I did. I violated a principle of of I went through the wrong bead. So I will undo that, but this is just to, I will undo that before I start wearing it. But again, this is really to show you how you can join it together and how you end up with a bracelet that does not have any flat ladder stitch parts to it. So I hope you found that worthwhile. On this one, again, in theory, I can. It's the non-twisty kind. So the each row is complete. It's one is not sticking up more than the other. But again, if you're really, really picky about it, you can tell. So I wanted to share that with you, even though I made a mistake here, and I will undo it before I actually wear this thing. You get the idea. You have to, and I'm not finished with it. I have to go back through it, and I'm going to go through at least all the beads once again just to reinforce it, because these bracelets get a lot of wear and tear, and if you don't want them to break, you gotta either use doubled silamide thread or fireline or doubled fireline or whatever makes it really good and strong, because even though these beads have a minimum of 4 threads going through each bead, they can sometimes have sharp edges, and those sharp edges, after going like that for 6 years or more, will can make the thread fray and even break. So I hope you enjoyed that. Leave comments in the comments section if you wish. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what else you want in the comics, what type of beading instruction and advice you want in the comments section. And it really helps me if you hit the like button and the share button, and I will join you in the next one. Thanks for joining me. This is Teresa Sullivan. I've been doing beadwork for about 30 plus years, and I hope you enjoy beading too. Thanks a lot. Bye.